Nikki, please help me understand. Tomorrow, allegedly, the EU is bringing in, finally, short-selling ban, which we've all been talking about for a long time. But I was under the impression there were short-selling bans already in various countries across Europe. Can you explain what this new development is for the readers?
Well, you're quite right. Countries have introduced their individual bans. But the effort on the EU's part is to try and have a more harmonised approach to this. It's been rather chaotic with different rules in different countries. So that's the basis of the new regime. It will ban naked or uncovered short selling of shares and government bonds, and also put restrictions on EU sovereign CDS. It will apply to anything that has a primary trading venue in the EU, regardless of where the trader is based, yes.
So absolutely every asset class that's traded in Europe, you will not be able to sell short if you haven't borrowed the underlying or can deliver the underlying asset.
Yes, pretty much, and also there will be disclosure requirements for short positions that are tougher than at present, or certainly more harmonised than at present.
Okay, so the two big people who influenced investors and traders, I guess, are there going to be huge additional costs? What are the immediate implications?
I think the disclosure side will mean additional costs, and there has been quite a lot of grief, understandably, about that. You've seen a quite sharp decline in EU sovereign CDS outstanding. This is put down partly to anticipation of the new rules and question marks over the extent to which this can be used for hedging purposes now. So that's another knock-on effect from it. I think there is a sort of sense that you may get a somewhat lower number of failed trades because of the tougher delivery or locate arrangements. Those seem to be the main likely impact of this. The real problem, though, is that some of the rules are still not quite finalised. The draft guidelines for market makers exemptions haven't been finalised, which is rather regrettable. And also there is a question of what happens when countries want to ban covered.
I was going to ask, so at the moment this is purely naked trades.
Yeah.
And so what happens for covered trades? What do you think?
Well, we don't really know. Spain in July brought in a very broad, wide-ranging ban on covered short selling. That expires tonight in a sort of Halloween kind of way. Spain has said that it will go to the pan-European regulator, ESMA, and ask to introduce a new 3-month ban, very similar to the existing one. ESMA, I think everyone expects to reply quickly, but whether it says yes or no, nobody knows. And if it says no or no in part, Spain will then have to sort of take ESMA on and say, yes, it will go ahead with the ban, but it could all be rather messy.
Well, it sounds like we still need a lot more clarity on the covered selling. Thank you very much for that, Nikki.